Hello, welcome back to my channel, and today I am doing a thing. I'm going to be cutting my hair. Now, I'm not just getting a haircut, I'm going to cut my own hair. And it's gonna be fine, I'm gonna do my best. As you may know, I've been debating for a while whether or not I want to cut my hair because I really like my hair super long, and I also love Lord of the Rings and elves in Lord of the Rings, and I love feeling like an elf, and they all have really long hair. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to cut it. However, being the vintage girl that I am, I like having shorter hair so that I can do vintage styles, but it just like, it's a commitment to cut your hair. It's also a commitment to grow your hair, but like, I'm gonna do it. I have borrowed my cousin's hair cutting scissors because she is a hairdresser. So I'm going to be following roughly this tutorial by Brad Mondo, who, like, if you haven't seen Brad Mondo, then like, are you really on YouTube? So I'm going to sort of set things up, not on my bed so that I don't get hair all over my bed preferably, and then we're gonna get cutting. Wish me luck. Needless to say, I'm nervous. I really like my hair. My hair is very healthy because I have like never done anything to it. Well, I've never done anything to like this hair that is currently on my head. Anything I ever did, I dyed my hair like twice. That has all been cut off at this point, but I know that when I cut it, it's gonna feel so much thicker and it's gonna feel even healthier and even nicer, so we're just gonna do it. I'm really just talking to myself right now because, like, I need to convince myself that this is not a terrible idea, which it is, so anyways. Now, of course, because my hair is straight and not like super duper curly or anything, it needs to be as straight as possible when I'm cutting it so I can make sure everything is super even. So this is my natural hair texture. It is really quite straight by itself, but just to be sure, I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of water. Not much, just enough so that it's like pulled straight. I always, always, always wear my part right here. That is where it naturally wants to go. So of course, I'm going to keep it there while I'm cutting. So a little bit of awkwardness right there. This seems straight enough to me, so I'm just gonna go with this. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I've brushed it to oblivion, so I think that it is nice and untangled. Now I'm gonna divide it into 4 sections. The tutorial said to do 4 sections, but if you have thick hair, you should do more like 6 or even 8. But my hair tends to be slightly on the thinner side. Right now it's like pretty average. Okay, apex of the head. If you're wondering what I'm parting with right now, it's actually a knitting needle because I don't know, I had a knitting needle, I've had it for a while, and I've used it to part my hair a lot, and I find it works beautifully. It started raining just as I started filming, and it's just started to like really start coming down, so if you're hearing something, it's probably the rain or my mom talking on the phone. Just for now, to keep things separated, I'm just gonna use like a normal hair elastic. This is a fabulous look for me. I should just leave it like this. So my plan is to cut around 3 inches off, but I'd like it to be like around, like just below my collarbone-ish kind of length. I found that that worked really well the last time I cut my hair for the vintage styles like this. It's important to remember that hair is just hair. It gives a lot of people a lot of confidence, and that's great. It can change the way you look quite a lot depending on the length and the style and the color. But at the end of the day, you are you. You are whoever you are. And your hair is a pile of dead cells in strands on your head. Sounds super weird when you think of it like that, but... So I'm gonna start with this section. So I'm trying to pull it like straight to the side, to my shoulder, instead of over directing it. That is not feeling quite right. So I'm going to re-tie it. The tutorial I'm following is supposed to be really simple and a very basic haircut, and I want a really simple haircut anyways, because I've found for vintage styles, or at least a lot of vintage styles, layers kind of just become annoying. Okay. Is that good? Brad Mondo, if you're watching this, tell me, is this good? I'm redoing it again, because listen, you only get to cut it once, so you might as well do your best to cut it right. If you're stupid and you know it, clap your hands. The cousin who lent me these scissors offered to cut my hair. But I was like, you know what? This is content. This is content for my YouTube channel, and I've always wanted to cut my own hair. I always wanted to try it, so here we are. We're gonna do it. And if I fail, it's my own fault, and I accept that. It's fine. Reasonably happy with that one. I'll get my mom to check it before I actually do any cutting, of course. Okay, so I've redone each of the pigtails like a million times because I only get to cut it once, so I want it to be perfect. And I think it's pretty good. I want the back to be slightly longer because when you put this back, I don't want the front, I don't want it to be doing like a reverse U. That would be weird. So this is what we're doing. I'm gonna cut it. I'm scared, so I'm supposed to point cut. I do want to cut it. Okay. I'm gonna start by just cutting it off. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, and then I'm gonna point cut to get the rest of the length off. I can't believe that I'm actually doing this right now. Okay, I'm gonna put my glasses on again right now. Okay. One section is down. Okay, this side is harder for me because this eye is way worse than this eye for me. So this eye used to be legally blind. So it's a little bit trickier, but it's doable. Oh my gosh, I'm cutting my hair. There's so much hair on my lap right now, like little tiny itsy bitsy pieces that are gonna be so hard to clean up, but you know what? I'll figure it out. I cut myself, isn't that lovely? So this part I do have to do using the viewfinder because once again, this is the back and this is my bad eye, so. Okay, I'm gonna take him out. Oh dear me. Well, it's very blunt for the moment, and the back is still a little bit long. Excuse me, my camera died, so I changed the battery pack. So, I'm liking this quite a bit. I think I'd like to try and get it a tiny bit softer, but overall, I'm very pleased. Okay, this long piece now is not working so great. Okay, there we go. It won't be a stylish marriage. I can't afford. Is it straight? Because I'm not actually sure. I'm gonna go and get a picture taken with the back of my head and I'll see what it looks like. Okay, so here is the finished haircut. I cleaned it up a little bit more by like going underneath, pulling sections forward and point cutting, and I think it's pretty good. It's not like absolutely perfect, but you know, it looks pretty good to me. A lot of the time I'm not wearing my hair just down straight, so when I have the vintage curls or it's in a ponytail, you won't really be able to tell. You won't really be able to like see like any mistakes that are going on. But honestly, like I don't think there's any mistakes, more like just things that I couldn't see. Because of course, like at the back of my head, it might be like slightly more jagged. I ended up dividing like the top of my hair and then working on the bottom, then tying off the bottom, letting down the top and working on the top. So I did as much cleaning as I could, and there is still hair on my skirt, and there probably is going to be for like the rest of eternity. I used a vacuum on my skirt and I used a lint roller, and there's still hair on me. So now I'll be able to do sort of, I guess, a tutorial or show you guys how I do my vintage curl set and all that stuff, because now that it's short again, it'll be able to actually hold the curls and it'll be way easier to do. So I'm excited to do that. Before I finish the video, I'd like to mention that I have this email right here where you can send me links to or images of strange vintage or antique fashions, things from the Victorian era to the 60s, and I will react to them in videos. If you do send me links, I would like it to be preferably from Google Images or Pinterest, or you can just send me the image straight up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! You know what's amazing is that I usually have like 2 hair elastics, and I'm sure you can relate. Everyone always just has like 2 hair elastics, but somehow a few months ago I bought a bunch of hair elastics and I still have a bunch of hair elastics. That never happens, so do you hear that? It's the blender. What a shocker. Someone always uses the blender when I'm filming. I'm telling you, it is way too true. Maybe I should make a paintbrush out of one of these locks of hair, because you know, real hair paintbrushes are expensive.